You ever get a runny nose or a rough cough and think to yourself,
oh man, this sucks. Whatever.
And you just try to continue living your life as normal as you can? What if one day you get some of these normal flu-like symptoms only for them to progressively get worse and worse until you literally couldn't sleep at night because the coughing or choking from your sinuses got that bad? Well, let me tell you how I almost died last year from a sickness that was actually killing me. So this takes place last winter around November. Life is normal and I'm just doing my thing. Going to the gym, making YouTube videos, and watching One Piece because we just gotta find out what's going on with Whole Cake Island, alright fam? Anyways, all of a sudden, I get a flu. Now, I remember this feeling very normal, and as you would think, I expected it, considering the weather in Toronto can get very cold. I'm talking like minus 25 cold out there, which is, I believe, minus 13 in Fahrenheit, which, yeah, is cold. Hey man, but you're from Canada. Yeah, and? Can't you, like, withstand the cold? I mean, as best as any human can, I guess. But don't you have, like, polar bears and igloos and maple syrup and Justin Trudeau to protect you? What? Are you kidding me? Yes. Yes, we do. In the land of Canada, we don't mess around with our polar bears and igloos, maple syrup, and current elected Prime Minister Pretty Boy, because as the Stark family put it nicely in Game of Thrones, winter is coming. So prep yourself before them White Walkers up north start ravaging Canada, alright? Anyways, back to the main story here. I get the flu. Now, when I got this flu, it was one of those congested nose and phlegm in your throat kind of stuff. I know, kind of gross, but it's relevant, I promise. So at first, I just tried to live my life as normal as you can with a runny, congested nose and a throat you're trying to clear every minute until the weather started to get colder. After this started happening, I noticed I started struggling a bit more with my symptoms, which was quite frustrating, but it wasn't the most devastating thing to happen to me. However, I knew things weren't quite right when I actually started having trouble sleeping at night. I started noticing that I had a lot of trouble with clearing my throat and breathing, and I laid in the bed after a long day of work. And this started to concern me because it eventually got to the point where I was literally choking on my own saliva. How crazy does that sound? It's hard to really think about this unless you've been forced into it. From that point on, it was December, and I had gone to the doctor twice in order to find out what was wrong with me. I went in, explained that I had trouble breathing and that I couldn't swallow food very well, and they would just give me some cough medicine and send me off. After the second attempt at the doctors, I fly home to Newfoundland to spend Christmas with my family, and it was from this point onward where things got really hard. From every night being a constant struggle to sleep and breathe to eating food in the run of a day, I was literally suffering. I couldn't sleep without waking up gasping for air and panicking. I couldn't eat food without thinking I was gonna choke. I was losing my voice, and the worst thing was I didn't know what this all was. Was this a super bad flu? Was this some sort of spell casted on me by the winter gods? I don't know. But from around the 19th of December of last year to the 7th of January, I essentially struggled for survival. And around Christmas and New Year's of all times too, which seriously put me in a bad place. So anyways, after all this was going on and I finally flew back to Toronto, I decided for the third time I'd go to the doctor to see if they could figure something out. This time, it was a different doctor. And I sit down and they examine my throat. They put a cotton swab in my mouth, and in 5 minutes they say, "Oh no, it looks like you have bad strep throat." What? So you're telling me I had an undiagnosed strep throat for over a month? A bacterial infection that can in fact kill you if not treated? Yeah, pretty much. At this moment, I was going through a lot of emotions because it was extremely infuriating that I had to go to this same doctor's office 3 times to only now get diagnosed. But I was also very relieved because when you have a symptom of something, but you have no idea what it actually is, can be quite scary. Afterwards, the doctor gives me penicillin, and after about 10 days of popping these pills and gargling the Atlantic Ocean's worth of salt water, the infection goes away. I will say this, however, the anxiety I got from swallowing food is still affecting me to this day, which I'm still working on. But I guess the big thing to learn from all this is to always go to the doctor and get checked out, and if you're not feeling right, or you feel like something isn't working, then keep going back, because even doctors can make mistakes. Also dress warm out there, and you can't go wrong double layering up for the cold. Anyways, that's my story, and I hope you guys are careful out there, because trust me, you don't want to get sick like I did. Especially with strep throat.